What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, I'm Professional Dad, and I'm back with another knife video. We just done a live stream a little bit ago, and we talked in that live stream a lot about budgets and the type of money that people spend on knives, whether it be because that's all they want to spend or all they can spend. And I got to thinking, there's a lot of knives that you can get for a really good budget price these days. So that's what we're going to talk about. Some of these knives that you can get for under $100. But before we do, I want to remind you all, we're in the middle of this contest right now, and it's very close. It's not very close. We're still about a month away, but we're getting closer every single day. If you're interested in being part of a giveaway and you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for your time. If you're interested in being in a giveaway, then what you need to do is like this video, subscribe to my channel, and then go over and find the video that says Huge Knife Budget Giveaway and watch that. And it's going to tell you about a really awesome giveaway that we've got going on right now. We just gave a knife away a while ago in our live stream, and on March the 3rd, we are going to give some really, really cool stuff away. So if you're interested in that, go check that out after you like this video and subscribe to my channel. All right, guys. So we talked in the live stream about, budgets, and there's a reason that people buy budget knives. Some people just refuse to spend a lot of money on a knife because they look at it as a tool and they just want to buy something to use, so they don't want to spend a lot of money on something they're going to beat up, or they don't have the money and they can't afford to spend more money. But here's the thing, regardless of whether we buy a $5 gas station knife or a $500 Sebenza, we have to appreciate what we have. We have to respect our knives. We have to be proud of our knives and be grateful for our knives. But here's the thing. We don't have to compromise right now. And we're at a great time for knives because the industry has came a long way. And with this race to the bottom that we see right now, as long as this stuff with the crucible metals works out, they're a race to the bottom. Meaning that the quality that you can get right now, the price is dropping on really good quality stuff because there's so many people out there competing, so many different brands competing. They're putting better materials and better quality and better knives out there. And they're competing with each other, so they have to keep dropping the price to keep competing. So it's a race to the bottom in the price, but it's a race to the top in quality. So we do not have to compromise. If you want a really good knife, you can get a really good knife for a really good price. The days of getting titanium and S35 VN for $200 and $300 are over. And I'm going to show you that right now. I've got a knife here with Bowler M390 under $100. S90V under $100. Titanium under $100. S35 VN under $100. Spyderco under $100. MagnaCut under $100. We're going to go over those knives right now. I got a few knives that are fixed blades, and I want to talk about the one knife that is the alternate that wasn't gonna put this in here, but I cannot in good conscience talk about really good knives for really good prices without talking about this. If you've been watching my videos before, you've seen this knife many times, and I'm going to bring it up again because it is such an amazing knife for an amazing deal. And this is the Outdoor Element Scout Feather. And this is a fantastic knife. This is a really cool little knife. It's a Scout Feather made by Outdoor Element. Outdoor Element does a lot of different things. They make a lot of outdoor camping and survival type stuff, fire starting stuff and things like that. But they also make some really cool knives. And this is in VG10. It's cool little G10 handles. Got a really nice finger choil. It fits the hand well. Really good jimping. Just a fantastic little neck knife. It does come with the clip, so you can wear it on your waist or your waistband or your pocket. But I wear it as a neck knife. I've got a paracord tied around here like a necklace. I wear it as a neck knife. It's got a molded plastic sheath that has really good retention. It comes with a ferro rod on here. That ferro rod, you can strike it with this knife. It has a really good edge on both sides of the spine, so you can strike it over and over and over. And in the handle, there is a wrench that actually fits that ferro rod that can twist it right off to put a replacement ferro rod in. It has a ceramic sharpener on there. I don't use that often, but if you were out in the woods or in a survival situation and you did dull your blade or just needed to touch up the edge, that's a really good thing to have. All in all, this is a fantastic knife that you can get for around $50. And I'm telling you right now, actually under 50 bucks. Outdoor Element Scout Feather. This is one of the best knives that I have that I use all the time. I mean, all the time. I'm always, if you ever was to hypothetically, which I'm so small, I'm never going to run into anybody that knows me from this channel, but hypothetically speaking, if one in a gazillion chance that you ever ran out to me at Walmart or something like that, there's probably an 80% chance I'm going to have this on me. I wear it that often. This is a great little neck knife. I love it, and it's 50 bucks. You can't beat it. All right, so that's the only knife I'm really going to touch on that much. I'm going to run through these because I don't want to be doing this all night, and I don't want to make a video so long nobody wants to watch it. So there won't be any weights, there won't be any lengths or anything like that. I'm just going to show you the knife, give you what they're made out of, and basically just a general idea what the price and how good they are. The first one I want to talk about is this right here, the QSP Tiatus. And the reason I'm starting with this is because I hear about this knife right here more than any other knife ever. I hear about this knife constantly. People are always asking me, do you know about the QSP Tiatus? Do you know about the QSP Tiatus? I've probably shown this knife in my videos a dozen times. And I still get asked all the time, do you know about the QSP Tiatus? It is an amazing, amazing knife. Now, it's not listed as a harpoon style knife blade, but that's a harpoon style blade. It's got blood grooves right there, or, you know, fullers right here. I just call them blood grooves, or fullers. It's got great jimping in that little nesting spot right there for your thumb. This is flame anodized titanium handles. So this is titanium handles with the frame lock. Look at that blue hardware, blue anodized hardware. It's gorgeous. It pops. It's got a deep carry pocket clip. Now that deep carry pocket clip is not reversible, but this is an awesome knife right here. I mean, this thing is fantastic. Now this is in 14C28 in blade steel, but it's in a titanium handle. Sharpen it, keep the edge sharpened, and take care of it. This thing's going to last you just fine. It's going to do great. A great EDC knife. It's got an excellent belly, a lot of cutting edge right there. And you get this thing for $100, and it's QSP. QSP has such amazing fit and finish. It's hard to beat them. It really is. They've come a long way, and I've got one other QSP on this table, and I've got several over there that I could have put on here, and every one of them would have been just as good as the others. But these are the two best that I wanted to put on here. This one, though, is amazing. $100, and you're getting titanium handles, 14C28 in blade steel. A good finger troll, good jimping, choke up on it. Look at that blade. I mean, this is a good knife right here. $100. It's hard to beat this. There's a reason that so many people talk about this knife and they mention it in the comments. $100, and you're getting the QSP Tiatus, and it is a fantastic knife. That's a stone-washed blade right there, by the way. And look how much cutting edge you get right there. Look how big that knife is. That is one heck of a knife, guys. I love that knife. This next knife right here is under 50 bucks. And the reason that I like this so much is one reason. What does that remind you of right there? What does that remind you of? What does that remind you of? If you're saying the bug out, you're right. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bug out copy or anything like that, but so many more knife companies are making bug out alternatives, I'll say. And this is one heck of a bug out alternative. It's got RPM 9 blade steel, which is CGRB's blade steel, or artisan cutlery, because CGRB is, you know, the affordable brand of artisan cutlery. But this is a very, very good knife. A very good knife. These things come in under 50 bucks. You got G10 handles. You got purple and orange hardware. A deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, left hand or right hand. A crossbar axis lock. And the action is fantastic on this. Look at the blade. Look how much cutting edge you get. You get good jimping right there on top. Well, I won't really say good jimping, but it's jimping. You can choke up on this thing. You got a good little edge. This would be an excellent budget option for somebody that wants to feel the experience of having something like a bug out. A light knife that is an axis lock, crossbar lock with good action, that's a good looking knife, but you can't afford the price tag of the bug out. Right here is an excellent alternative that you can get under $50. And look at that. That's a good looking knife. Now you got different colors that you can go with, but I love this purple, blue, and orange. I think it pops. It looks really good. I've used it to cut some boxes recently. As you can see, it's got some tape on the blade edge and stuff, but just zips right through them. This thing's a slicer. It is a slicer. It's got an excellent slicing blade, a good EDC knife, $50. The next knife is one of the best knives that came out last year. This is the QSP Vault. I think that this knife is fantastic. These knives are $86 right now on several of the sites. I'm sure you could probably find them maybe a little bit cheaper. By the way, let me go ahead and announce this. I should have announced it in the live stream. White Mountain Knives is giving me my own code, and I will write it down and flash it on the screen at the very end. So if you want to save some money on any of these knives, I don't know what the percentage is yet. They'll get back to me tomorrow and let me know, but it should be a considerable little chunk you'll be saving off. So I will give you that code. But right now, $86 is what these are selling for. I'm sure you can find them cheaper than that in places. And this is a QSP Vault. QSP, we know how good QSP is. I mean, you know, green micarta handles, deep carry pocket clip that's reversible, tip up only, another axis lock, dual thumb studs. The action is great. Now this has got, I think this has got 14C as well. Yep, 14C 28 in blade steel. I'm telling you, this QSP Vault is a fantastic knife. Fantastic. Look at the grind on that blade. Look how good that looks. Now, ignore my fingerprints. Look at that blade. This is a knife right here that you can literally, I mean, it just looks elegant. It looks classy, looks elegant. You can use it as almost a gentleman's knife, almost a gentleman's knife. You can put this in your pants. You can go to church with it. You can go to work with it. You can take it into a meeting and not worry about it. It looks professional and classy. You know, you got to be careful where you can take knives and stuff and obey all rules and laws and stuff like that. But if you can have a knife where you are, this is a great knife that you can take into different situations because it looks elegant and classy. I mean, it's just a good looking knife right there. I like the contouring of the handle. Feels good in the hand. It's got a good finger twirl right there, so you can choke up on the blade. Excellent knife. $86. I mean, you can't beat that with the stick. $86 for this, and it's one of the best knives of the last year that came out, the QSP Vault. This is definitely one of the best knives on the table. Hands down, no questions asked, this is a daggone good knife. Obviously one of the best knives on the table. One of the best knives also that in a long time that has come out is this knife right here. One of, in my opinion, one of the top EDC knives ever. In my short time of collecting in the last couple of years, this is one of the top 2 or 3 EDC knives, especially on the budget end, that you're ever going to find. It's the Vosteed Raccoon. You can't beat the Vosteed Raccoon with a stick. There's a reason that everybody's crazy about the Vosteed Raccoon. It is, I mean, this knife is everything and more. Between the blade shape and it being such a good slicer, dual thumb studs, crossbar lock with excellent action. This has got the aluminum handles, deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. Just an excellent, excellent knife. Jimping on top right there. Finger twirl, choke up on it. Now this has got Nitro V blade steel. So a little bit better than 14C. You know, a little bit better, but it's close to 14C, a little bit better. The numbers, I've got the numbers back here. I've been doing numbers all day on different blade steels. I've been writing them down from knife nerds and different things like that. And Nitro V is close to 14C, really, really close. But this is a slicer of a blade, a great EDC knife. There's a reason that the Vosteed Raccoon is so popular. These things sell like hotcakes. People love them. Every time I put it in a knife challenge, it wins for a reason. The Vosteed Raccoon, if you don't have one, you need to remedy that problem, because they are all that it's cracked up to be and more. And once you hold one, once you use one and carry one, you're going to see why. Now, you can get them in G10 handles, aluminum handles, different things like that. These are $75. Hard to beat that right there. This is another QSP. This is a QSP Penguin. Now, this is in aluminum handles. Some people, I recently had a 3-knife challenge, and some people thought that this was titanium, but it's not. It's aluminum handles. It's diamond textured aluminum handles, and it's a very aggressive diamond texturing. So you got to be careful in any pants that you wear it in or anything, because this will strip the skin off your hands if you're not careful. It's so aggressive. But it would, I'm joking, obviously, but it will wear out your pant pockets, taking it in and out. I mean, it will rub. This is such aggressive texturing. Deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. Look how shiny that is. I mean, that's just beautiful. That is gorgeous. Now, anybody that knows, the QSP Penguin is another one of your top EDC knives. It's probably the Raccoon, the Elementum, and the Penguin are your best and most consistently suggested EDC budget knives. The Elementum, the Raccoon, and the Penguin. And there's a reason for all three of them. And people love the Penguin. It's a great knife. Now, this one happens to be really great because it's an S90V. It's a liner lock. You can get them in frame locks and different things like that. They have so many different variations for this. You can get an XL. Just an absolutely excellent knife. Excellent action. Remember, aluminum handles, diamond textured aluminum handles, full steel liners, and S90V blade steel. And you want to talk about a slicing knife. This thing, I have never sharpened this thing, and it is still razor blade. I mean, I honed it up a little bit with a strop and stuff, but I've never put it to a stone or anything and sharpened it. And it is razor blade sharp. And I've used it for boxes. I've used it for cutting plastic ties off of toys and stuff at Christmas time. I've used this for a lot. $90. S90V. That's a good looking knife for $90 right there, guys. You don't have to pay a lot of money. Here you go. Magna Cut. A Knife Center exclusive. A Bestechman Dundee. Now this is in Magna Cut. Magna Cut blade steel. Can you believe that? $90. Actually, it's under $90. Magna Cut blade steel. Now the geometry is a little off, so it's not the best slicer in the world, but it is a cutter. Let me tell you, it's a cutter. A good EDC knife. It is a liner lock. It's got white G10 handles with the deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. Excellent action. Excellent action. A good little flipper there, thumb flipper, and it does have jimping on that thumb flipper, so you can grab it easy. Excellent action. This thing's got good jimping on top, so you got a little traction for your thumb. Just a great knife. Bestechman, the more affordable brand of Bestech, they make excellent stuff. And this is a Knife Center exclusive, and it's in Magna Cut. I think it's an awesome knife. I think it's a beautiful knife. I love the profile of this knife. I love the blade of this knife. And again, it's in Magna Cut. You can, got that two-tone blade right there. I mean, this thing is just sharp. It is such a good looking knife. Such a good looking knife. You know, this is a nice, another gentleman's type knife that you can wear in a dress suit, wearing a pair of dress pants, or putting a pair of jeans and go out on the weekend out to dinner or something like that. And you got a real classy looking knife right here. Nothing that's too tactical or too aggressive or too bulky. Just a slim little professional looking, slender executive style knife. I mean, it's obviously not an executive style knife, but it's very close to a gentleman's knife, and I like this knife a lot. You see that action, how fast that falls? Look at that. Excellent action on this thing. The Bestechman Dundee Knife Center exclusive with Magna Cut blade steel, under 100 bucks, around 90. Actually, it's under 90 bucks. So one of my favorite knives that I own. I just talked about it in the live stream. I carry this thing constantly. This is the large Pyrite by CGRB, another one with RPM 9 steel. RPM 9 blade steel. Full steel liners, titanium handles. Deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. Dual thumb studs and a button lock. And this thing has excellent action. There's no thumb stud flipper, but you don't need it with those thumb studs because, man, this thing, the action is sweet. It is snappy. It is fidgety as all get out. I play with this thing constantly. It is fidgety. I love this knife. And it's a Pyrite. I mean, how popular are Pyrites? I mean, you tell me. They're everywhere. Everybody's got a Pyrite for a reason. This thing is, look how big that knife is. And I got the large hands. I talk about it all the time. Good jimping on top of the blade right there. Thumb studs. I mean, look at that blade. Look how big that blade is. I think this is 3.8, 3.7 or 3.8 inches just for the blade. It's like 8.3 or 8.5 or something like that overall inches. It's a huge blade, huge knife. But here's the deal. Titanium handles, RPM 9 blade steel, which is not a slouch blade steel. You know, not at all. $75 right here. And you're getting titanium handles. $75. A button lock. You're getting that size of a knife. I carry this thing so daggone much. I was talking about it in the podcast. I carry this thing so often. It gets so much pocket time. This is an excellent EDC knife, especially if you're a bigger guy with bigger hands and you just like something that maybe is fidgety, but more than that, it's just something that is usable. It's something you can get out. It's sturdy. It's got a good size blade. I can use this. I've literally made sandwiches with this before. Cut packages open. I've cut a pair of pants one time. Cut the legs off of pants one time with it and zipped right through them. I mean, this thing's just got so many different uses. Excellent knife right here. The CGRB Pyrite, 75 bucks. Would it be a professional show talking about knives under 100 bucks without talking about the Kershaw Iridium? I think not. This is another Blade HQ exclusive. This axis lock, dual thumb studs. I mean, the action on this is so ridiculously good. It is one of the most fidgety knives I've ever seen. It's right there with the Bel Air. I mean, sick fidgetiness. Sick. Now, the jimping is literally 2 little lines or 3 little lines right there. Yeah, it's 3. 3 little lines right there. That's a joke jimping, but it is what it is. Dual thumb studs that you do not need to open them. You can open them with the thumb studs. Open the blade, I should say, with the thumb studs, but you don't need it because the axis lock is so good and it's so, I mean, look at that. That's how fidgety this knife is. It's insane. A good pocket clip, almost deep carry, that is reversible, left hand or right hand. This has got micarta handles. You can get them with different handles, aluminum handles. You can get them with micarta and G10 handles. This is in D2 blade steel. Now, I ran the numbers tonight, or not tonight, but today on Knife Nerds and stuff like that. And D2 steel is a really good budget blade steel. People, don't really understand or appreciate how good D2 really is. What's the number again on D2 blade steel? Let me see. The edge retention is a 5. Toughness is 3.5. And corrosion resistance is 4.5. So it's right in the middle. Right in the middle. Edge retention is a 5 out of 10. It's right in the middle. So for a budget steel, it's right where it needs to be. It's nothing too expensive and too fancy, but if you sharpen it and you take care of it, D2 steel is going to do you well. There's a reason that so many knives are made out of D2 steel. And, a little bit harder to sharpen because it is so tough and so hard, I should say. not tough, but hard. Just a really good tool steel, D2 tool steel. This is a Blade HQ exclusive knife right here. I think you can get these for around 80 bucks right now, maybe a few dollars more on Blade HQ, but I got the exclusive. I like a lot of exclusives, and this is a really nice Blade HQ exclusive. You do not have to get the Blade HQ exclusive or the Knife Center exclusive or any other exclusive for the Iridium. You can get the regular shape blade instead of this reverse sheep's foot, or reverse sheep's foot. Listen to me. Instead of the sheep's foot, you can get the you can just get the regular blade with the aluminum handles, and you got you a great knife. You don't have to go with an exclusive or anything like that. The Iridium is a fantastic knife. Fantastic. It's hard to beat, and for the price you get them at, 80 bucks. I mean, you can get them less than that some places. I love this knife right here. This is the Grandus from Bestech. You want to talk about a beast of a knife. A big, heavy, beefy, full steel liners with that steel insert right there, spacer. A nice little spot down here for a lanyard that you can also use as a window breaker or a attitude adjuster, as somebody recently called it. I enjoyed that. That was funny. Deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, left hand or right hand. It is a liner lock. Again, full steel liners. Look how thick those liners are. This is a big chunk of D2 blade steel. A big chunk. Excellent action. Drops easy. A big, that's a big thumb flipper right there. It's easy to get. This knife is massive. This is a massive knife. And you know what you can get this thing right here for? A Bestech Grandus. With that size of blade, this kind of weight, textured G10 handles, full steel liners, just a big, burly, beefy, chunky knife that you can really use as a beater knife. This is a good work knife right here. This is a workhorse. If you're in construction or something like that, or you work in a machine shop all day long, you're a mechanic, you do something like that, and you need a good, heavy, thick, sturdy knife that can just take a pounding and just keep going, this is a good knife right here. Now, the texture might be a little too aggressive for some people because it's textured G10, but you can wear that down. You can sandpaper it or whatever if you want, or you can just get it with different handles. But I'm telling you, what a fantastic knife this is. This is a fantastic knife. You can get these things for $50, $55 for the Bestech Grandus, and that's a massive chunk of D2 steel. Look how big that knife is. Look at that. That is a massive, massive knife. This next knife, I talk about the Tenacious a lot because the Spyderco Tenacious is so good. So many people want a Spyderco, but they can't afford a Shaman for almost 300 bucks, or even a paramilitary 2 for 210, 220. Some people can't afford the pair of 3s for 150 to 200. Spyderco has a lot of great knives that are budget knives as well. The Tenacious, for instance, it's with 8CR, and you can get it for around 70 bucks. But if you're willing to save a couple more days, another one more paycheck, and add another 20 bucks to that, you can spend $90 and get the Polestar. Now, I'm telling you, I'm sold on the Tenacious, and I've talked about it a lot, and I've got a couple of Tenaciouses, and somebody told me, EDC reviewer said, look, man, you got to check this Polestar out. You got to get it. You got to check it out. I told him, I said, all right, I want to get it and check it out and see what you say. So I ordered it immediately, got it in, and I've not regretted it one day since. This is a fantastic knife. It is hard to recommend the Tenacious for $70 with ACR, as good as it is. And if that's what you have, appreciate it. It's a great knife. I love the Tenacious. And if that's all you can afford, Get it? I'm not talking bad about the Tenacious one bit. I love the Tenacious. I'm just saying, if you want a Spyderco and you can afford the Tenacious, it is so worth it just to wait another week or two and find another 20 bucks to put with it and get this right here, this Polestar. It's got a liner lock. It's got gray G10 handles instead of black G10 handles. It's still got the 4-position pocket clip, the spider hole, BD1N blade steel, a little bit better than ACR. It's just all the way around, just a tad bit better than the Tenacious. And it's worth the $20 more that you'll spend. A great size blade. Look how much of a blade you have right there. That's a lot of cutting edge. This is a slicer, a good EDC knife. Now, it's not a fidgety knife, you know, but a lot of Spydercos, unless you get the compression locks, a lot of Spydercos aren't fidgety knives. But it's a good knife. It's an excellent EDC knife. It's an excellent pocket knife. It's an excellent, you know, knife for sitting around whittling or whatever. Hard use knife right here. If you're, again, construction, machine shops, things like that. If you're a hunter and you need a knife that you're going to be able to do a little bit of skinning with and, you know, cleaning some animals. I'd use this right here. I'd clean an animal with this. I mean, I've cleaned animals with different stuff before, and I've used stuff far worse than this to clean animals before. I'd use this all day long. There's just so many different uses, basically, is what I'm saying. $90. Here we go. Look at this. Right there. The Neuraptic. Now, this one's not mine. It was mine until about 2 hours ago, and I gave this away in our last live stream. This is now one of my viewers. It is his, and I gave it to, well, I didn't give it to him. He won it fair and square in the live view or live stream. And so this is going to be sent out to him tomorrow. I've got a couple of different ones. I just wanted to show this one because they're all the same price for the most part, give or take a few dollars. But you can get this with this shredded G10, kind of has that carbon fiber look. Look at that blade with that fuller or blood groove, as I call them. A nice swedge on top, good jimping on top. That is very aggressive jimping. A good style blade right there, kind of like clip point blade. Just a fantastic knife. This is great for tactical. Back when I was going to the gun range, I've said it many times, back when I was going to the gun range, this is the type of knife I'd have had strapped right to my vest, pulled it out, and I'd have used this for different things. Because that's just a typical knife you'll see. Guys in the military, police department, officers, stuff like that. This is the kind of knife they're going to jerk out and use. Self-defense. Great knife right here. Not saying that anybody ever needs to use a knife for that type of thing. God forbid anybody's ever in that situation. I'm just saying. There's so many different uses for a knife like this. And these things are right now 80 bucks? Not even. A little bit less than 80 bucks. $76, I think. The Neuraptic by Civivi. Now, this blade steel is, this is Nitro V blade steel. And all of them are Nitro V, regardless of what color you get, the handle or the blade. They're all Nitro V. The only difference is the colors. It does have a deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, so you can do left hand or right hand, tip up only, and it's a button plunge lock. So it is just a really good daggone knife for the money. I mean, it's hard to beat this. If you like cool looking knives, tactical knives, it's not a Tonto tip, but you like that type of knife, that vibe, man, look at this. Look how big that knife is. This is a monster knife. If you, let me tell you something. I'm somebody that used to go to the range a lot. If you know what I'm talking about by I say range. I was going to the range a lot with pew-pew sticks or boom-boom sticks, whatever you call it. And I was firing off a lot. And this would have been right up my alley. I mean, I would have loved this. If you know somebody that's in the military or in the police department or somebody that likes going to the ranges and stuff like that, that all those people need a good knife in their go bag, in their kit bag. All of them do. They all need a good knife. That right there is a great knife that every one of them would appreciate and love. That's a good knife. That is a good knife. Now I have several different rakes, and I wanted to put the 801, but I've showed the 801 so much, and it's about $35, $40. And in my opinion, it's the best deal to go with the rake, because you get so much for such a small price. This one's $55. You get full steel handles. It's a frame lock with a lock there that locks it open, so you can't close the blade. Now it will not lock closed. You can't lock it when it's closed. You can't. But once it's open, you can lock it so you can't close the blade. So that's a pretty cool little lock. It has that also acts as a travel stop, so that your frame lock won't go out too far and damage the knife. It's got a 14C blade steel. It's got a harpoon type blade with that swedge right there. Look how much belly and cutting edge you got right there. This is a full steel knife with 14C 28M blade steel, with a frame lock, with a thumb flipper, with a lock, safety lock on it. A really nice pocket clip. It's not adjustable or reversible. It's only one side, right-handed, tip up only. It's got a nice black G10 spacer right there. What a daggone knife. This thing is such high quality. If this was an American-made knife, I said it about the 801, so I'm definitely going to say it about this. If the 801 was made in America, it'd be a $100 knife. If this was made in America, this would be a $140, $150 knife probably. It's that good. I mean, and you want to talk about satisfying. This knife, when you close it, that sound, it's so satisfying. It's so satisfying to close this knife. I mean, it's so satisfying. Oh man, it's so satisfying. That's a nice knife. $55 for the Rike P128 SF. Excellent knife. P128 SF. Good knife. Civivi knocked it out of the park right here. Zach Whitmore, you're a king, man. Your aces in my book, which I like his personality anyways. I like his demeanor. He seems like good people, and I really appreciate that. I appreciate people who are just kind and good and just not an agenda. They're just having a good time and being good to people. And Zach Whitmore seems like that kind of guy. And he designed this knife, and he knocked it out of the park. This is his own knife with Civivi, and man, what a daggone good knife. The Civivi Yonder crossbar lock. This is another kind of a budget type. I won't really say bug out because it's nothing like the bug out, but it's got an axis lock. It's got good action, dual thumb studs. My Carta handle, just so many, a reversible deep carry pocket clip. Just such a nice daggone knife. A nice daggone knife. And I can't remember if this is Nitro V or a 14C. This might be 14C. But either way, actually, hold on. No, it doesn't say on the blade. I can't remember what this is. Either way, they're around $55. It's a great price. Look at that. Reverse Tonto, or, you know, whatever. This is actually called a spew blade, but it kind of looks like a reverse Tonto. A good belly right there. A good EDC knife. This is, without a doubt, one of the best knives that came out in 2024. The Zach Whitmore Civivi Yonder. A fantastic knife. $55. You can't beat it. And they've got different versions of this. Now, some are a few dollars more. The ones with Damascus steel and stuff like that. Stick with Civivi, the Synergy 4. Look how big that is. Look how massive that knife is. Milled G10 handles. Steel liners with the frame, liner lock. This has got Nitro V blade steel. Excellent action. A good deep carry pocket clip that's not reversible. It's only right-handed tip up only. But look at that Tonto tip. Now, you don't have to get the Tonto tip blade. You can get it in different, you can get the drop point. Actually, it's not a drop point. I'm brain fog right now. I've been doing this too much today. But you don't have to get the Tonto tip. I got it because I like it. Excellent knife. Just an excellent knife. Trailing point. Yeah. Trailing point. That's a good looking knife too. Really good looking knife. Both of them are. This is the Synergy 4. Just came out. Fantastic knife. It's massive. This is a huge knife. I mean, look how big that knife is. This is massive. $96. Under $100. You want Bowler M390? Another QB right here. This is the Vagrant. QB Vagrant. With blue jean or denim micarta. Denim micarta. With a really nice spacer right there. Full steel liners. Deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. Left hand or right hand. Tip up only. Now it has that type of bronzed or... actually, it's not bronze. That's greenish. Man, I need glasses so bad. It's got kind of a greenish hardware. Just pops. I mean, pops. Look at that blade right there. Excellent jimping. Some of the best jimping so far that I've came across on these knives on the table. Excellent jimping. Excellent jimping. Good choking up on this. A good blade. A good flat grind. This is Bowler M390 blade steel. $90. Give or take a few dollars. Now this don't have a thumb studs or a flipper, so you have to use the thumb hole. So you got to get used to that. But the action is so good on this, it's easy. I struggle with that. Anybody that watches my videos knows I struggle with that, and I can do it no problem. So if I can do it, anybody can do it, because I struggle with it. Now my left hand, ooh, I can even do it with my left hand. I wasn't expecting that. I actually wasn't. You learn something new every day. I just never do it with my left hand. I wasn't expecting to. But the QB Vagrant, beautiful knife with denim micarta and Bowler M390, $96, under $100. Mini Nightshade, carbon fiber S35 VN blade steel. Look at that. That's gorgeous. Look at that orange hardware, the thumb studs. That pops. Deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, left hand or right hand. Look at that orange hardware, that spacer. This is a gorgeous knife. This is a fifth pocket knife or a gentleman's knife, executive knife, anything like that. It's got great action. It's got a crossbar lock, so really good action. Fidgety little knife. It's got the leaf-shaped blade, or drop point blade, but leaf-shaped blade. S35 VN. Look at that knife. Look how thin that blade stock is. You think this ain't a slicer? Good little EDC knife right here. Excellent jimping on the handle, but not on the blade. So you can use this as a box cutter. You can use it as an EDC knife. You can use it as a fifth pocket knife. You can use this again as a little executive knife for going, if you're wearing a dress suit or, just dress pants or a dress jacket, put it in your coat pocket or your pants. And it's going to look good. That carbon fiber, it's smaller. It's very lightweight. About $90. Carbon fiber S35 VN, the Mini Nightshade. Kizer, or this is a Vosteed Mini Nightshade. I say Kizer. Listen to me. Almost done here, guys. The Maxace Paragons S liner lock. I just got this, and this knife has absolutely won me over. Won me over, hands down. I love this knife so much. This is one of my favorite knives, hands down. I love the weight. I love the bulkiness. I love the action. I love that blade stock and how that swedge on top goes to a tapered point. I love the look of the blade. I love Maxace. Now, I'm not an Ultim fan. I do not like Ultim. But the other ones were sold out. So I had to get one with Ultim, and I took it. Now, it's got a deep carry pocket clip that's reversible. But I'm telling you right now, this thing is awesome. It's heavy. It's bulky. Dual thumb studs or a front flipper. Again, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. and I can do it no problem. And I know I can do this with my left hand because I've done it already. Oh, see, struggled. I can do it. The front flipper. Watch this action. Look how fast that falls. I mean, the action on this thing is fantastic. It falls so quick. The action is just sick how smooth it is. This thing is around 60 bucks. 60 bucks. And if you want a heavy beater knife with the massive blade, designed by Maxace, good jimping on top, dual thumb studs. I'll get it out in a minute. I love this knife. I love this knife. This knife has won me over so much. 60 bucks. You can't beat it with the stick. I'm telling you, I'm going to EDC this knife right here so daggone much. I love this knife. I can't say enough about it. The Grandus, and you can get different handles, black G10 and stuff like that. Last folder I've got here, guys. The Coniferous V by Kizer. I love this knife. This is a knife I wasn't expecting much from. It's absolutely insanely good. I got this on sale, so I paid like $68 for it. It's actually right now over 90 bucks, but it's still under 100. But you get titanium frame, deep carry pocket clip that is reversible. You get micarta on one side, titanium frame lock on the, or a titanium frame on the other. It is a liner lock. It is 154 CM blade steel. Look at that blade. Look at that grind. Man, excellent action. Look how smooth that is. A good thumb stud. Just sick how smooth that action is. 154 CM blade steel. Dual thumb studs all the way around. It's a heavy, bulky knife, titanium frame. Just a great blade. Good EDC. You know, this is a hollow grind. They call it a flat grind. It's listed, but it's a hollow grind. It's definitely a hollow grind. Just a great slicer, a great knife, great EDC knife. I've EDC'd this several times already. I love it so daggone much. It's not heavy, but it's got some weight to it. So if you like a knife that you can definitely feel in your pocket, you know it's there, you're gonna love this knife right here. A good thumb flipper, excellent action. Again, titanium frame, deep carry pocket clip, 154 CM blade steel. Awesome. And I'm only going to show you two fixed blades because I showed you the alternate in the beginning. The two fixed blades I'm going to show you, if you watch my channel, you know one of them. I'm not going to show you the expensive fixed blades like the Guardians and stuff because this is knives that are $100 or less. So I'm going to show you, in my opinion, the best under $100 EDC fixed blade you can buy right now. And it's this right here, the Vosteed Mink. I think that this is, and I've got a lot of fixed blades over there under 100 bucks. Good Kydex sheath, excellent retention. It comes with this T-clip that you can adjust and rotate to do cross draw or whatever. Excellent textured handles. Just, I mean, this thing is awesome. This thing is awesome. This is Nitro V blade steel. Look at that blade shape. It's got good jimping on top. Look at that trailing point blade. This thing is awesome. This is such a good daggone EDC fixed blade. I can't recommend very many knives if this is on the conversation or in the conversation because this is the only one to recommend. It beats everything out. Everything. All those fixed blades that I've got over there under 100 bucks, and this beats every one of them out, hands down. No question, it's not even close. You can get these things for around 80, 90 bucks right now with the T-clip, the Vosteed Mink. And you can get a sheep's foot blade, or you can get the trailing point like that right there. And the last knife I want to show you is this. I ain't had this long, but I'm such a fan of this knife already. I love this knife. It's another EDC fixed blade. It's the Kizer Muskrat with brown micarta handles, good jimping on top. It's a smaller knife, so it's good for EDC. You can use it as a neck knife. You can use it as whatever you want. It's got a good Kydex sheath with good retention. You can use it as a neck knife, pocket knife. It does come with this clip right here. You can use that in your pocket as a slip. You can put it on a belt. You can take that off and, again, wear it as a neck knife, whatever you want. This is in 154C in blade steel. And I'm telling you right now, the Muskrat is one of Kizer's best EDC fixed blades that they've got. One of their best. Take the Militol, take all the fixed blades that they've got and throw them out the window if this is in the conversation. Because this thing is that good. This is the Kizer Muskrat, and you can get that for around 60 bucks right now. Actually, less than 60 bucks. Less than 60 bucks. The Kizer Muskrat. You cannot beat it. 154C in blade steel. Enough said. Micarta handles, Kydex sheath with that clip. What a daggone knife. Light, small. Use it as a neck knife. Carry it in your pocket. Carry it on your belt. Whatever. Jerk it out. Cut boxes. Do whatever you need to with it. You know, just a good EDC knife. It's great for that. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't. There's so many options out there for under 100 bucks. All you've got to do is be willing to look, be willing to research. I've got so many more knives that I could have put on this table. But how many can I honestly put on the table? So I just put the ones that I like, and there's a whole lot that I like just as much as these. Maybe I'll do another one with a whole another set of knives for under 100 bucks. Because there's so many right now that you can get that's under 100 bucks. So many fixed blades that you can get that's affordable. So many, you know, high-level materials, S30Vs or S35VN or S90V or MagnaCut under 100 bucks these days. You can find them if you look. You can. If you look, you can find them. All right. I want to show you guys really quick my code for White Mountain in case you go to White Mountain Knives and you want to buy a knife. UNP-DAD stands for Unprofessional Dad. UNP-DAD. I should have thought about that and wrote it backwards so that you guys could read it forwards. But it's UNP-DAD. Stands for Unprofessional Dad. That is my code through White Mountain Knives. It should be up and going in the next 24 hours or so. I'll make sure tomorrow. But either way, guys, remember, like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you're not already a premium member, we're giving knives away every month starting February. If you want to be in that giveaway for the knives, all right, first of all, the massive giveaway, go over to my channel, Huge Knife Budget Giveaway, watch that video, do what it says, and you're in. And we are giving a lot of stuff on March the 3rd. But every month, starting in February, we're going to give one knife away that's at least $100 in value. In February, it's going to be more than that because I want to start this thing off right. If you join premium members, if you join tier 1, you get one name in the hat. If you join tier 2, you get 3 names in the hat. If you join tier 3, you get 5 names in the hat. For the drawing for the knife, once a month, starting at the end of February, we're giving our first knife away. So people in February can join. If you join now in January and you're here before the 31st, then you'll get double for January and February. You'll get names for January and names for February, if that makes sense. So instead, if you're tier 1, instead of 1 name, you'll get 2. If you're tier 2, instead of 3 names, you'll get 6. Instead of in tier 3, obviously, instead of 5 names, you'll get 10. Because it's January and February that you're in the membership. So anybody that wants to join can join. I'm not making money off that. It's just going to pay for the knife that we're giving away. And you can be in a monthly giveaway every single month and have a great chance of getting you a decent knife. Until next time, I'm Chris, the Unprofessional Dad. I wish all of you guys sharp knives and happy lives. It's been a pleasure, and remember, you don't have to spend a lot to get a really good knife. I'll see you guys next time.